the Optional Boss Podcast. This is episode 64, and if we were smart enough, we probably should have talked about the N64, but we aren't today. We are doing another list episode, but it's a list critique episode, similar to, I don't have the number offhand, but we did it to IGN, because IGN's funny. Tyler, what's going on?
Strap yourselves in, folks. We're in for another classic cop-out. I'm good. I'm good. I've been able to enjoy a bit of gaming, which is nice, you know, not as much as I'd like, never as much as I'd like, but a good amount. I finally got around to, as mentioned in that last episode, the Liza P DLC.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, it's so good to go back.
Good times?
Yeah,
good times?
No, that is some quality additional content. My goodness. It added a lot of fun new stuff. There's really exciting story stuff. Combat, classic, but still. I think, if you said, I think they came up with a statement saying they kind of dumbed down the base game, though. I breezed right through that. And I know I have experience with it, but it seemed concerningly easy. And then the DLC was a very nice challenge. And yeah, it was fun.
I think part of the dumbing down, they dumbed it down a bit, but then you also gain all that experience from the DLC and then continue on with the base game, and the base game just seems like cakewalk.
Well, I didn't actually start the DLC until I was pretty much standing at the edge of the base game, right before the final boss, because actually when you first get access to it, it's you might not be strong enough for this, and I'm oh, that's nothing. The rest of this game's just been a cakewalk, and yeah, I got steamrolled. And so yeah, I just went back, did most of the game, and then went for the DLC, and then it was it felt like a proper challenge at that point. And then yeah, go back.
No, just as a bit of comparison, you haven't played Shadow of the Erdtree, right?
I have not.
So I know when I got to Shadow of the Erdtree, and accessed the DLC, I was pretty overpowered. And I went in, and it's okay, this is a nice open field. And the first enemy was kicking my ass so hard I ran away.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then when I went back to the base game just got steamrolled.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I just remember I walked up to the, without giving anything away for anyone who does plan to check out Elden Ring and hasn't, the one boss after the, oh god, how do I say it? When you're back in the capital after things happen, and the first boss that you walk up to.
Okay.
Who you've known for a while.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And I just walked up to him, and I just silly slapped him across the face.
That would be quite cathartic, though.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, Liza P.
He tried
DLC
healing him, that did not work.
Just it made me like the game even more. It was great to play it again. But I finished it, which means I could move on to different things, which I finally booted up after getting it months ago. Oh, I think it's called Momodora and the Moonlit Farewell. I might be getting that wrong. It's a sequel to a different game that I played for Switch. And it's just pretty much standard Metroidvania. And Metroidvanias are fun. They're addictive, you just kind of keep going and figure it out. This one's only been okay so far, so
can't all be winners, I guess.
It's still fun. It's still fun to go and explore and find stuff, but it hasn't been really wowing me. It's got really nice visuals, I'll give it that. But it's been pretty by the numbers. You got your basic attack, you've got a ranged attack. I now have a double jump and a wall jump, etc.
Which is pretty standard when it comes to Metroidvanias.
It's quite par for the course. I think the thing that's getting to me about it is it's been a very backtracky kind of level design where, I like, obviously, a nice expansive map and a lot of exploring, but I like to think, oh, cool, now I can go back there, not, oh, darn, I have to go through back there when I'm playing a Metroidvania.
Right, it's just,
at least at the part that I'm at now. It just
feels like you're going through emotions instead of oh, I know where this is, right? A Super Metroid, you're kind of okay, so this is going to be going into Brimstar, right?
Or at least you'll stumble onto somewhere new, and then that new area might cut to an area that you've seen, but you didn't have access to in a previous area. I don't know. It's just the level design hasn't been getting me. It feels a little slow. So it's okay. We'll see where it takes me. But because that hasn't been entirely grasping my attention, I finally booted up just before we recorded the Raido Remastered, and
Okay.
I just did the tutorial, so I haven't done much, but I'm already stupid excited. Oh my god, it's another SMT game, so of course I'm going to be like super stoked, but it's also an action RPG, and though I haven't done much of it, I feel like this might be a good game to get like, I want to try SMT, but the hardcore turn-based is really intimidating. Here's a game that gives you the flavor of it, but it's also an action RPG, so it's a lot more engaging.
What kind of action RPG?
So
like that, it's a very broad term.
It is a very broad term. Okay, so again, I've only done the tutorial, but you have your basic 3D range of motion, and like Y is a light attack, X is a heavy attack sort of thing. You can cast magic and do special attacks, like you hold down R and press like Y, you'll do a spell or something like that. You'll also get a gun, which is just funny. It's just a little picture, like you're an old school detective. It's so cool. But the whole gimmick is you can also summon demons with you in fights. And the best way
typical SMT fashion.
Yeah, and the best way that I can describe it, which is weird because it's years ahead of its time. Imagine playing Pokemon Legends Arceus, but you also fight.
Right.
That would be how I would describe it so far. And I think that's kind of cool.
World.
Maybe, yeah. I didn't play Pal World, but I guess that would track.
But
yeah.
I mean, you summon your little pals, and you shoot the things.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, in classic SMT fashion, it's all about like exploiting elemental weaknesses and etc. So, again, I've done literally what is called Chapter 0. So, I'm not even into the game yet by the game standards, but I'm already enjoying it. It's already got like really cool setting and intrigue, and so, but that's where I'm at. So I've checked out a couple things. It's been nice. How about yourself?
So for myself, I think last time that we recorded, I was playing Lunar 2. So I was kind of torn between which one's my favorite. Number 1 is my favorite, just for its wholesomeness. I enjoyed the characters a lot more. They each had very decent flavor that coincided with each other. Where the number 2, I feel like it's a little outplaced, but it's a mishmash of characters, and it's fine. It's still great. 1 was better.
Would you say like
from an actual gameplay perspective, I think 2 did mechanically a lot better,
which you was kind of want out of a sequel.
Yes.
So, which is good.
But I didn't have that wholesome feeling like I did the first one.
Well, I remember you saying, because this one has a lot more of that classic design works, kind of like let's insert humor. And you seem to have praised the original. Like the characters seemed a lot more organic in their portrayals and like their relationships and goals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 2 has a epilogue as well. So it's after you roll credits and whatnot, it's kind of a false ending, if you will. But once you roll credits on the game, an epilogue appears on the main menu. And you can do that. And I kept reading that you got to do the epilogue. It's like the best ending of gaming. I would argue that it's not. But it is decent. It is definitely a victory lap, per se. Because you get like, there's no airship, but it's like an airship. You can't fly over mountains.
I see. The disappointing airship.
It is, but it looks kind of badass because there's a whole base on it. But it does ramp up the difficulty. There's quite a few moments where it's like, okay, I gotta really stock up on this stuff. I gotta go find somewhere that's actually gonna help me out. And based on the story, it does make like a happy ending. I'll say it's very strange, but it is kind of wholesome, but not by any means the best ending of any game.
Was it at least satisfying?
I think it completes the scenario. I think it completes it.
That works.
If it's satisfying or not, that's definitely on taste. I know when I finished it, I was kind of like, okay, so that's it, and maybe I was just expecting more because everyone was saying this is the best thing. It's like, no, this is a pretty standard, happy, quote unquote, ending.
See, I'm even having a hard time thinking what I would consider my favorite ending in gaming or the best ending in gaming. And you know what? Sadly, the only thing that's coming to mind to me is Final Fantasy Adventure. Thank you. Now I must become the tree. So, and I just like that because it's funny. But at least you enjoyed the Lunar series. Like I said, I intend to at least check out the first one.
I would definitely suggest both.
Yeah, it'll be like if I enjoy the first one, I'll probably try the second one, and then I'll probably go, okay, it's more of this, I can do that.
If you like Final Fantasy or Chrono Trigger or like that style of RPG, chances are you will enjoy Lunar and enjoy its quirkiness. Because if you take like a Final Fantasy and mix it with a little bit of Mother,
okay, I see what you
essentially
mean.
Lunar.
Yeah, with that little quirkiness.
Has a little quirkiness, but then maybe do a little bit more better writing than... Like, there were genuine twists throughout the series. It's like, oh shit. So, some things took me back. Or maybe I'm just oblivious sometimes. That can happen too. So, both worth playing. Both are definitely, like, good time capsules of that genre of RPG. So, since I beat that, I didn't know what I wanted to play. So I popped in Signalis. And Signalis is kind of like a Resident Evil / Silent Hill style game that I think it was you who mentioned that it kind of looks like a 3D / 2D A Short Hike.
It has that like very chunky pixelated polygons that would be at home at like on the DS.
On a DS.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that visual style is really cool. This is also
it was really well done. Like it, once you get past the fact that you're not seeing much change in the environment, although later on you definitely are. It is very nice. Gameplay wise, it was really good until it got a little repetitive, and I don't even know how to say this. Like, think back to like Resident Evils or Silent Hills. A lot of it's like, okay, go here so you can go here so you can get this and go here. And Signalis is kind of the same idea. However, like in your Silent Hills or your Resident Evils, like take Resident Evil 1, you're inside the mansion. You will end up back at the Great Hall multiple times, even near the end of the game. Aside from when you go into the lab itself. Where this is like, you complete a zone, you go down further. Complete the zone, go down further. And then like once you're done that area, it's like they collapsed all the outside building and just made it a little bit inside, a little bit inside, a little bit inside. The puzzles were generally pretty decent, so I will say that. Story-wise, I don't know.
I'm not sure what happened the whole time I was there.
No, there's a lot of it's done, like there's no dialogue or anything. I guess there is a little bit, but definitely gonna watch a what the fuck happened video on YouTube for that one. And I know a bit because I did start one up from Squatch Gaming.
Oh, he has done one. Nice.
He has, yes. So, but at the same time, it's to figure it out myself. I'm not that smart, and nor do I have that much patience. But all I can say is things got weird, and things got fleshy.
See, I'm intrigued by it for its gameplay, as I have not tried any of the classic Resident Evil or Silent Hill type games, but it's one of those things, like I'm intrigued by it, but I feel like because I wasn't there for it, I wouldn't have the nostalgia for it to actually go back to the older playstyles might be a little tricky. So
okay, so with that said, I think, okay, this is going to be a bit of a bold statement, but I think if you wanted to try out a Resident Evil, like an original Resident Evil 1, 2, or 3, and didn't want to do the remakes, or you wanted that feel to it, Signalis is perfect for you.
See, that's kind of what I was hoping for.
You will get an idea, because it is like, it doesn't have the world so much, even though that it does have a lot of world building in it.
But it has the gameplay.
In comparison to a Resident Evil, that is, or Silent Hill. But it does have the gameplay. gameplay style where you're going around searching for puzzles, and in a sense it's kind of like Metroidvanias, and I've always said that about Resident Evils or Silent Hills, is they're kind of Metroidvania because you're trying to find the stuff instead of abilities. You're trying to find keys, and Metroidvanias essentially are just like you gain ability so you can do this. It's the same as a key to a door,
like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
The Metroidvania.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's always intrigued me because and I like the whole fixed camera style. I think the forced perspective is a good way of portraying the artist's vision of what they want you to see, right? So when it comes to creating those suspenseful situations, they're very tailored to being so. That's actually a good question, because of your self-admittance to not being too fond of the horrors, even though you like the horrors. Was it scary?
No.
No? Suspenseful?
No, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your asterisk puckers a little bit when you're low on health.
Yeah, my only other comparison in the indie space that I could think of is I think it's called Crow County.
Yep.
And that one doesn't have that DS aesthetic. It's going for more of a PS1.
It looks like Final Fantasy VII, but
it does.
style.
Yeah, very
it's
Lego.
It's a very
polygons.
Lego brick.
Yeah.
The flat colors instead of the shading.
So, but yeah, I will have to keep that in mind, because Signalis was something that I did look at as possibly an entry point into those style of games.
Yes, no, I think if you want to kind of get a grasp of what the Resident Evil type games and Silent Hill games are, the originals anyways, I think it's a good kind of modern entry into the genre.
Nice.
It is missing some of that aspects that you get out of those older games, but at the same time, it does a solid job trying to do what it's doing, except trying to understand the story.
That's the only part that's not that it's not great, it's just not as digestible.
So, without giving anything away, but it might be giving a little bit away, if you roll credits, that's not the end of the game. I mean, there's lots of games that do that, and it could mean so many different things. So,
but this one does it too.
Yes. And it doesn't give you any kind of warning.
What have you been doing other than Signalis?
So, I had a choice to make. Did I want Pac-Man or did I want Monkey? And I went with Monkey. Finally had my first Switch 2 game.
Wait.
That is...
Hold on, I just realized something wild. Did Pac-Man and Donkey Kong come out pretty much on the same day?
Yeah.
Two arcade giants?
Yep.
That's hilarious.
They might have been a day after each other, but...
Still.
Yeah. And it's funny, because I got a call for my pre-order for Donkey Kong. Just did not get one for Pac-Man.
No,
and by Pac-Man, I am referring to Shadow Labyrinth.
It's Pac-Man.
It is Pac-Man. Look on the box art.
Yeah.
It's Pac-Man. Evil, dark, spooky Pac-Man. So I went with Monkey. And I booted it up and started playing it. And I started to get that feeling that I didn't care.
Oh no.
And everyone's praising this game right now, and that might look bad on me. And you know what I think it is? I think it's the overbearing tutorial sections that a lot of games, especially with Nintendo, because a lot of Nintendo games are geared for everyone, so they are identified as quote-unquote kids games, right? So once I got out of that, everything's a tutorial and whatnot, I started really enjoying it and understanding what it's going for. And now that I have that, it's a lot of fun to play.
See, I feel like
I'm having a blast.
Would be almost that overwhelming bloat feeling when starting Breath of the Wild kind of thing, right? But because this is more like a Mario Odyssey, it's made by the same people. It's more like bite-sized things to do in a big world as opposed to a big world to find shit.
I mean, there's lots of stuff to find, except you can go in all directions this time.
Yeah.
No, the tutorial at the beginning, it gives you a lot to try and understand. So, individual buttons if you want to dig down, if you want to dig up. It's not as simple as, yes, dig up, stupid. It's or dig forward or dig backwards. It's button presses, not direction than button. So it's not like you hit up and then your punch button to dig up or something, or down to dig down or anything like that. It's more like, okay, Y is your punch forward, X is dig up, B is dig down.
So it's got some things to grasp.
Yes, and it's so very strange, but once you get a grasp of it, and then there's also like picking up rocks from the ground is your trigger buttons, and yeah, that a whole lot of stuff that you can do. And I read online there's an article that it has one big flaw that a lot of people are starting to realize. And yes, I completely understand this, because when there is destructible terrain set out in a way like Donkey Kong Bonanza has it, you have this weird compulsion to clear everything out that you possibly can.
Yep.
And given how things are hidden, yes, you can either find the hints or you can find it yourself. So there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, once you actually start getting going in the game and like plots being established and all that kind of stuff, it's great. It is honestly great. And where like Super Mario Odyssey, you had like stupid amount of moons and stuff. I don't know how many bananas there are, but like you're finding these moons to power your Odyssey machine so you can fly to different planets and kind of progress. Where Bonanza is more level based. So you actually have like certain objectives to do in a level. And when you find the bananas, they actually calculate up and give you skill points. So you can do more damage on this, or you could do a better sonar attack or things like that. So
Donkey Kong's got a skill tree now.
And it kind of makes sense, to be honest.
That's cool.
So I'm here for it.
It feels like Odyssey, but they gave you a lot more tools. You know, like I was watching gameplay of it, and I mean, I know this is something Mario can technically do, though I don't think he does it much in Odyssey. But like, you just solve your problems by punching it, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit more than that later on. Like, if you punch thorns, you're gonna be in for a bad time.
You would think, yeah.
So you pick up, like, that's one of the things that you have to deal with. So you pick up a giant rock and use that to smash it. Or just dig underneath it.
It's like one of those games where like you're doing just... Because I've seen some of the gameplay. Like, it's surprisingly fast-paced if you want it to be.
It is very fast-paced.
And it's got that kind of satisfying where like you are micro-solving problems while traversal. And that's always super satisfying.
I know the latest level that I've been playing at the moment. I essentially just made an ant colony underground. I just went berserk in just random directions, anywhere that I thought I could start going. And now it looks like if you had an ant farm and you could see where all the ants had been. That's what it looks like.
Oh, that's cool. It's one that I intend to get one day. I'm not rushing to it. I got enough on my plate.
Yep.
It's not going anywhere though. So
no, but it is definitely decent. I do like the progression better than Odyssey.
Yeah.
Where it's not just, oh, you found a moon, you found a moon, you found a moon, you found a moon. Do this to find a moon, and like that kind of thing.
Now you found 3 moons.
Yes. Well, now you can find 5 bananas. But no, it's more like if you come across bananas and stuff, awesome. But that's not the goal. The goal is to actually do certain objectives in these levels and then progress toward the planet's core.
Nice.
So I think there's the difference between trying to gather stuff so you can power up a machine and then advance, or you got to collect so many of something to advance.
Yeah.
Maybe they do it later on down the line. I don't know. I'm still very early on. But no, you want to collect them so you can power yourself up, but you don't have to. I think that difference is kind of nice.
I think, yeah, the fact that you feel like you're constantly progressing as where... I mean, Mario, I know, like, I'm not going to nitpick things like Mario not having a skill tree or things like that. It's just not his game. But the fact that it's giving you more than just platforming, right?
Yes. And I mean, you got Bonanza mode, which is like, think about Supersonic. I'm mixing genres here. Or mixing mascots families here. Think about Sonic when he has all 8 emeralds, and you turn into Supersonic. Yeah, you kind of got something like that with DK.
But you're a big chunky monkey.
you are a big chunky monkey, and you just smash everything, and you do it by beating on your chest. It's great.
I've seen some of those transformations. I won't spoil them for those who are looking into the game, but kind of terrifying.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing, and considering we're 26 minutes in already, shall we get at the topic at hand?
Yeah, let's make an episode here.
Let's critique some Gamerant list, and we'll be right back after this. So, all the way back on episode 28, we did this with an IGN list, and I believe it was Game Boy Advance games, right? Top 25 Game Boy Advance games rated by IGN. And we had a good laugh, especially when the card collection came on. Above, like, the Mega Mans and good games, if you will.
I got a little heated on that one.
Yeah, you can't put it down. So... We've thought about doing another one, and this time we don't want to always go after IGN, although they're fun to go after. This time we were doing Gamerant, and instead of being like one genre in particular, we are going with video games of the 90s. And this is a list of 32. Some of them we're going to blast through. So let's get started. Tyler, you want to start off?
So, okay, I'm going to start off by saying, like, Gamerant, for what I know about them, you know, they're not obviously the powerhouse that is IGN, but there's one of those websites that are constantly pumping out those random articles. Sometimes you quickly scroll through them and you go, that's ridiculous. I don't have any particular hate about Gamerant, but they do give kind of a...
they like their clickbaity titles.
Well, they like their clickbait, yeah, but also very conventional picks. For the most part, you know, like, I'm just going to make a prediction here. The best 90s videos games, I feel like number one is like 90% going to be Ocarina of Time. Like, that's the level of predictability I expect from
That's
Gamerant.
actually, yeah, I think you're there, or Super Mario 64.
Something very unsurprising. But we'll start with number 32. And,
so one nice thing about this list is it's not just one console.
No,
I know I said that already, but I'm reaffirming this because this could go so many different ways. There's so many options.
It's gaming in the Clinton years, people. And I feel like, you know, it's probably not going to feel too impactful until we get like to the 20s and beyond. So like anything beyond 20, I'm probably going to be like, all right, just acknowledge if I think it's a really good game of the 90s or not. With that said, our first one at 32 is Doom 2 Hell on Earth. And I'll be honest, I don't have a whole lot to say about this one in the sense that, like, I got nothing negative to say. It's Doom 2, which I'm understanding is, like, just Doom, but more, better, and harder. But if it's at the bottom, I'm going to be bothered if, like, the original Doom is just on this list and higher.
So, one thing I will give, and I'm not going to do this for every game, of course, but a lot of people understand Doom is great. No questions asked. And Doom started really pumping the FPS games out. With that said, a lot of people know Doom from the shareware version.
Yep. That's
right?
me.
So Doom 1. Right? And some people thought that was the entire game of Doom 1. Where Doom 2 didn't have a shareware version. But Doom 2 was absolutely fantastic. And I think more people would relate to Doom 1 than Doom 2.
Well, and that's kind of my thought, where I'm looking at Doom as the more iconic game, not the quote-unquote better game. But
right.
I think my qualms with just Doom or Doom 2 on this list, and I'm not going to deny that it should be considered one of the greatest games. But me personally, if you had one hand, you had Doom of any flavor, or in the other hand, you had Half-Life, I'm picking Half-Life.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And I think that comes down to nostalgia. I mean, Doom and Half-Life, both great choices, but
it might even be on this list as far as I know.
Yeah, so that's another thing is we do not know what's on this list.
Yeah.
We are taking a shot in the dark. Originally, we were going to go with an IGN, but we couldn't find a good IGN one that wasn't console specific, and we just kind of wanted to do the 90s.
Hey, worst case scenario, we're just talking about great games.
Yeah, if anything.
So
number 31 is Donkey Kong Country.
So
DK.
So yeah, I got a brief glimpse at this one, and so I've bitched about DKC1 a couple times, and I bitch out of love. You know, it's one of those games that I played so much as a kid that I'm sick of it. Right? I don't want to eat any more peanut butter cups. I had too many. That's a lie. Peanut butter cups are delicious, but I digress. You know, it's a love-hate thing. I actually recently watched someone do a playthrough of this game, though, and it is incredible.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean,
Like,
Rare did a fantastic job on it. I do like the other ones better.
Well, and that's why, and this is where I'm concerned about this list, if we're going to get a lot of, like, the same franchises. Because I know that 2 and 3, most specifically 2, is usually acknowledged as the better one, but taking that out of account, 31 feels low for this game.
It does, but don't forget that we're including all genres across 10 years, which has multiple technological advancements from 2D to 3D to...
Right? It's going to have to come down to, like, just what's coming up.
And PC, right?
And PC. That is true.
But Donkey Kong Country, yeah, it's a good time. I definitely leave in the past compared to the other two. And I know 3 gets a lot of hate, but I still enjoy it.
It's nice to see it here. I'll give it that.
Yep.
You know, I can acknowledge this. This isn't the worst. What do we got coming up next though? Is it gonna? I think Donkey Kong's better than this. Oh crap. Okay.
I think this one could be subjective.
This one is quite subjective. Now it's like Mortal Kombat 1, and right off the bat, it's it's the worst one. Mortal Kombat 2 it's the same as like Street Fighter 2. Like, you know, the second one is like, that's where they nailed it.
Yeah, the one's the learning, the one's the nailing.
Yeah. Now, what are they gonna say specifically? They don't seem to say specifically what console they're talking about, though.
No, because they have arcade, Nintendo Game Boy, PC, PS1, PS2, PS3, Sega CD, Sega. So, I mean, Donkey Kong Country said Game Boy Color, and it's like, no, that was Donkey Kong Land.
I have the Game Boy Color Donkey Kong Country. It's bad, but it's hilarious that it exists.
Was there an actual?
There's a port of Donkey Kong Country for the color specifically. Yeah.
Right. Now I just feel like an idiot. No, you're right.
But no, I actually have it. It's funny. But yeah, the original Mortal Kombat 1, like I played a lot of it when I was a kid. I had it for Super Nintendo. It's fun. But it's definitely like not nearly anything like I would recommend these days. This is purely a nostalgia pick, right? It was the violent game.
It has to.
Yeah.
If they're picking number one, they were lucky enough to get number 2.
Yeah.
From my understanding.
I always liked 3, but I think that was because it was the elusive one that I never played much. I think it's actually considered to be... There's, like, the original 3 is bad, like, Ultimate is good. I don't know. I'm not big enough into the fighting game community to know. But this is...
That's fair.
This is a pick that I am less behind.
Next up, which is 29, is Crash Bandicoot.
Huh.
And it's funny to always think that, like, Naughty Dog started Crash Bandicoot.
I think Crash
Bandicoot. Now they just know Last of Us.
Yeah, I think it's better than Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, I don't know if I put it ahead of Doom, though.
Or Donkey Kong. Well, I don't know, because I wasn't a Sony kid. I did play, I think, all 3 Crash Bandicoots. And though I always liked them, I can't say that I'm super fond of them. Like, they didn't really stick with me the same way as, like, a Mario did, you know?
Right. And I'll be completely honest, I didn't play my first Crash Bandicoot game till a couple of years ago, when I got the Insane Trilogy.
Yeah.
So, and I played through 1 and 2, I didn't start up 3. But, I mean, they're a solid enough time, they're a solid enough game, and they have their fans, absolutely. But I definitely agree with it being above Mortal Kombat. I don't know if I agree with it being above Doom 2.
Like, if you were making a list, would this be on your list?
I don't know. Depending on how much research I end up doing. which, as we know, don't do a lot.
God, I don't think it would come anywhere near on my list. If I was talking just 90s games, that'd be fun to actually do. We should come up with our own one day. I feel like it's gonna be like 80% dominated by Square RPGs.
Yeah, that's
So
that's fair. So at least there's some
variety.
I'd be tossing Store Tropics in there. That was 1990.
Yeah, yeah. So
But
I don't know. It's pretty legendary.
yep, it has its place. You don't hear about much anymore, but definitely back in the time, you definitely saw it everywhere, especially with those commercials.
So number 28. This is one that I'm actually also surprised it's quite low. We got Pokemon Red and Blue, which that tracks. They're the same fucking game.
Yep.
And it's interesting that it's not so low because, like, I kind of get it. It is a Game Boy game, but it's the Game Boy game that people still play the shit out of to this day.
It's the one I know the most. That's
And
for sure.
I know, like, when it comes to, like, the Nintendo Online and stuff, like, they're dying for people to put the original Pokemon games on.
Oh, they aren't putting that online. They know they can sell it somehow.
Oh, undoubtedly. But it 100% is one of the most recognizable and standout games of the 90s. Is it one of the best playing at this point? Oh, God, no. It barely played well when it came out, let alone now. But
yeah, I still fucking loved it.
That's
It's still
just
my favorite Pokemon games.
Despite its many flaws, it's so beloved and does what it needs to do so well. So I'm not gonna argue. But yeah,
it started off the whole franchise.
I'm super surprised that this is as low as it is. Now I'm going to be outside of. Oh, I don't even think we'd see Tetris on this list because it's not 90s.
Unless they do renditions, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I'd be surprised if we see any more Game Boy games on this list.
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah,
I don't know, 6 gold coins maybe?
better than Pokemon though. Like that is a great game.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, oh fuck, they kind of hit the cream of the crop with that one.
Yeah, they did.
So,
Street Fighter 2 is number 27, and this is kind of what we were just saying with Mortal Kombat. I mean, more or less. They have so many versions of Street Fighter 2 now. That.
so I'm gonna go on a funny tangent just because it happened to come up. So I'm just gonna preface this by saying, like, I got a problem when it comes to dumb little blind bag things. So at Walmart, they've been selling their like little die cast figures of the Street Fighter 2 cast. And like I've seen them several times, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not gonna like waste like $4 or whatever on that crap. But they have them on clearance for $1 right now. So I bought a shit ton of them. I have every character but Blanca. And when it comes to blind bags, when you're only missing one, it's a fucking curse.
Yeah. How many did you buy, though?
I don't know. I think I only got like 15 or 16. Like, you know. Well, the whole cast is like 12.
Yeah.
So I did pretty
that's
good
fair.
as far as not getting
that's
doubles.
actually really good.
Yeah, but again, just that I'm missing one. Like, ugh. But now I have some of the most hilarious Monopoly pieces as extras. Like, you know, you get the little hat, the car, and then Zangief just coming up on Boardwalk. So, I've spent my money on dumber. But anyway.
I honestly don't know much about fighting games. I'm one of them button mashers to play through, right? I can't play worth a damn. Nor do I really get a lot of enjoyment out of it, unfortunately. I wish I did, because like there's some competitive people in that genre, right? And just to see them play, and it's like, holy shit.
See,
how? And it's just one of those things that I can't wrap my head around.
I like fighting games. I think they're a good time, especially because like I can get a lot of enjoyment of just like classic arcade or just, you know, one player fighting games, right? They're fun, but I'm a filthy casual. I will straight up admit that when it comes to fighting games.
That's fair.
Street Fighter 2 is just good. It's, you know, it's simple enough to pick up and figure out, but it's complex enough that you can master and feel like you're a god. So,
right.
And I will say that there is one experience that very few games touch on, that quite like fighting games do, is that feel like when you're almost dead, but you are still managing to come out on top is so exhilarating.
Oh yeah, I
Like
could definitely believe that.
a last boss in a fighting game is up there with being as or more clutch than like a Souls game.
No, that makes sense.
But
Because you're going through a gauntlet, right? So
yeah, and like especially too, like if you lose, it's like, well, I have to go through the whole roster again to get there. They're fun, but on the note of Street Fighter 2 in general, I think this is kind of like disregarding its different iterations is kind of as good as it gets for Super Nintendo fighting games. So
I was just more pointing out the fact that like it did so good that they just kept renaming every Street Fighter after as Street Fighter 2.
it was DLC before DLC. Yeah, but no, I think it belongs here. Do I think it belongs here on this list though? Of the 90s in general?
It's hard to say because we don't know what's ahead.
Right? So I'm going to say, yeah, that's acceptable.
If this was just and this is what makes this very difficult because we don't know what's ahead, and it's all of the 90s. There could be so many different things.
What do we got next? We have... Oh, see, fuck. So we have Doom. This is what I was saying. It's like, and I expected too. If Doom 2 is at 32, it's like Doom 1's gonna be at like 12 or some shit.
That is 26.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say, essentially, take everything we said about Doom being the iconic one, and Doom 2 being the like better one. It seems iconic wins in this situation.
Yes. And again, like more people play Doom than Doom 2.
It's Doom. It's a household name, you know?
Yes.
Like, you can almost say, like, Doom was to shooting games what Nintendo was to the console, where, like, people just look at me like, are you playing Doom?
Yeah. Well, look how many Doom clones we had, too.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Yeah. Which I will continue to state when this topic comes up, my favorite of which being Heretic and Hexen. Bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at 25.
Okay. That's...
You know what? I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with this as well. I'm more okay with this than any other Sonic game.
It blows my mind that realistically, I have not played Sonic 1, I don't think.
You won't like it. It's not
so
good.
I have the Origin Collection, so it should be on there, right? But
yeah.
I haven't played it. I know it's a lot different compared to Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. Sonic 3 is still my favorite. No reason, it's just what I enjoyed playing back in the day.
I mean, Sonic 3 is a solid game. I have nostalgia for Sonic 2, but Sonic 3 is definitely Sonic, but a little bit better.
Yeah. I had both of them, so I played them both a lot growing up. I haven't played them in a long time, so it's really hard to say.
Actually, a couple of years ago, I sat down with Sonic 2, and I think I got maybe like half, 3/4 of the way through it in one sitting, and like it was fun. I'm not going to say like, oh my god, can't wait to play it like I would a Mega Man game, but it's you know, it's a good Sega's time. Mario. Yeah. I can still have fun with it today. It belongs on the greatest of the 90s, I think.
Yep.
That's surprisingly low. Wow.
Oh, geez.
24, we have Super Mario 64. What many would consider like the pinnacle of 3D gaming and the pioneer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that is very low. I think, didn't I say that like Ocarina of Time or Super Mario 64? I wouldn't be surprised if it's like top of the list.
It's probably going to be number one. Yeah. If it's not, though,
that's shocking.
Yeah, no. Gamerants is throwing me.
That actually makes me think that this list is going to go in a different direction than I thought.
Yeah. What can we really say about Super Mario 64? Like
that hasn't been said to death. The camera sucks by today's comparison, but back in the day, that thing was glorious.
Well, and I still think it's one of those games that, like all 64 games, if you play them with a 64 controller, it will feel much better, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
it's the whole reason I got the N64 controller for online.
I'll be honest,
online is because those games need that controller. And you know what? Like 3D Mario All-Stars came out, and I went through and did all the stars, and had a blast doing it. Except for the odd one.
I don't know what it was, like I've played this game a lot, but I've only beaten it like once or twice, and I usually get kind of burnt out on it by the second water level.
And that's because the water levels suck.
It's true, the water levels do suck, but like it's one of those things where I get there and I'm like, I'm not nearly as far as I thought. Damn.
I just hate chasing that stupid rabbit.
Yeah. But I can't deny that like Super Mario 64 is still a solid playing game these days. Is it?
I'm very surprised it's still low on the list.
Right? That means, huh? Okay.
So next one, number 23 is StarCraft.
I'll be honest, that's a good pick.
It is actually a pretty good pick. It's funny how it does mention that it came out on the 64 as well, but
that's a bad pick. That's a real bad pick.
I don't know how well it ran, but the PC version, yeah. No, I used to play this almost every day after school with my buddies online. We used to do the same stupid map all the time, and we had so much fun. But StarCraft, it's one of Blizzard's legacy titles, right?
Well, I was always a Warcraft kid. I would say between the two, I still prefer Warcraft, but I think StarCraft
I've never played
was
Warcraft.
I think it's just slower StarCraft. I could be mistaken. It could just be exactly the same with like a fantasy coat of paint. But as far as I'm aware, like StarCraft was what they mastered it, right? Like it was the competitive one.
Yes. No, and I'm sure there's still competitions going to this day, esports side and whatnot. Granted, we've spoke so many times that we don't know esports that much, but like back in the day, I used to play a lot of Command and Conquer Red Alert, and same kind of idea where you got StarCraft. It's one of the first RTSs to really hit mainstream popularity, right? So
yeah, but see, here's where Command and Conquer gets like some of my heart. Those really cheesy full motion video cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure I think one of them has Tim Curry. I could be mistaken, but take me back to a different time.
I remember going through StarCraft and its expansion Brood War, and I remember getting the novels. People used to write novels for the series.
Oh yeah,
and I remember reading 2 of them anyways, and maybe 3. But yeah, I just had a blast. I was obsessed with StarCraft growing up, and that's before my first person shooter era. So we are going back a while now.
So this might be my bias talking. I've expressed my interest on this before, but I've never in a world would I thought, if we're talking best games in the 90s, that would Final Fantasy VIII would be ranked above Mario 64. That's fucking weird.
I feel like that's going to be our like comparison right there is Mario 64 and just knowing what it's done to gaming in general. And then the games that we see that are like they're okay or good, and even ones that deserve to be on this list, we're going to be like, how is that ahead of Super Mario 64?
Well, that's kind of where I'm at with this list, where as
or
we go
Doom.
down, it's like, do I think it is better or worse than the game that preceded it, right? And Final Fantasy VIII's a weird pick, especially because, like, as far as gameplay goes, in classic Final Fantasies, it's unanimously one of the more mediocre ones. It does some interesting things.
Sure.
Visually, yeah, its visuals were really good. Nowadays, oof.
Back in the day, I remember Final Fantasy VIII was my first Final Fantasy I played, aside from 1, which I was way too young to actually understand what was going on. So I didn't even realize I was connecting the series together. Final Fantasy VIII, I remember seeing and I remember playing. So we'll say the first Final Fantasy I played, actually understanding what's going on, relatively given the title. I remember refusing when I saw 7. Refusing to touch 7 because it looked like garbage.
Yeah, those little Lego guys aren't very convincing after these.
Did I know what I was missing out on? Not a clue.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the hate for 8 much later, like years after. And the praise for 7 years later, which I eventually did play 7. And yeah, no, subjectively better. Absolutely. But 8 is always going to have a place in my heart as Like, yes, 1 was my first Final Fantasy, but 8 was my first Final Fantasy actually understanding things. So it's weird to have 2 of the same franchise as my first, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good way to put it.
I just came across, because obviously, like, back in the day, getting, like, a strategy guide, they were everywhere. Or they were in Nintendo Power, or whatever magazine you're getting little snippets and whatnot of. I just came across my Final Fantasy VIII strategy guide yesterday.
Huh.
Funny. But it is weird seeing that above Super Mario 64 or Doom or some of the other titles.
It's interesting that it's even on this list in my mind. Greatest of the 90s? Like, I wouldn't think Final Fantasy VIII would come up.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if 7's ahead.
Oh, I'm quite certain there will be another Final Fantasy on this list somewhere.
This one's kind of weird. Because I didn't think it did that great. But Donkey Kong 64 at number 21.
I'm surprised that 1, this is above Mario 64, and 2, that it's above Donkey Kong Country. Because people tend to like Donkey Kong Country way more than this game.
I've stated on the podcast before, I've played this game a lot growing up, and I completed it. With anyone who's even attempted it understands how much shit goes on in this game and how many collectibles there are. So to say that, you realize that I was actually a sheltered kid. I want this to come out on the Switch Online, because I will definitely hop into it.
There's
I just
a copy
remember
of
having
it
a blast
like
with it.
5 feet away from me somewhere down here, and that bothers me because I know it's not the only one.
I have a copy in my N64 right now, but that's a hassle to get it all set up and switch everything around and whatnot. And, or if it's just on the Switch Online, then it's just on the Switch Online. I can have it portable.
Even I give it another crack.
Right,
know?
And save states as well and whatnot. Just convenience being an adult, those things are great.
But I wouldn't put Donkey Kong 64 on my... It even says in the description, this may not be everyone's cup of tea. So,
yeah,
that's not my tea. No.
It is a true badge of honor to 100% Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, I'd say it says I like torture.
Badge of honor, my ass.
This next one's this list isn't a weird order, because I wouldn't be putting this above like the Dooms or anything, but at 20 we have Tomb Raider. Like the 20th best game of the 90s? That's, I don't know, you recently played it, you be the call of that one.
Okay, so if we are taking nostalgia aside, and yes, I did just play this last year or the year before or something on the remasters or whatever. I get it. I really do. And I know there's a good handful of people who didn't actually beat these games growing up. Or if they did, doubt they remember the flesh wall areas. But at the same time, like on the PS1, this was one of those action puzzle platformers that everybody knew. Right? You knew about Tomb Raider, whether it was the demos. That's the thing that PlayStation had advantage of versus like the Nintendo or Sega or anything. They had all these demo discs that were just everywhere. But Tomb Raider, I understand. Is it the best? I understand where it is in the rating.
It deserves the legacy.
It deserves this legacy. If it's better than Doom and whatnot, I mean, we're really... It is a list. It is an opinion list, so it is what it is. So it's kind of hard. I'd put Doom ahead of it, but at the same time, it has bred a lot of creativity when it comes down to the genre style and so what gaming can be.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2 at this point, but I think 1 is enough. And if they put 3 in, 3 had a lot of jank. A lot of just gotcha moments. It's the Dark Souls 2 of the Tomb Raiders.
Getting nervous. I haven't seen a Mega Man on this list yet, but that could also be that Mega Man is considered very good, as it should be.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Mega Man X, to be honest.
Yeah.
Next up, number 19 is Planescape Torment. And this is a CRPG.
What? What is this?
It is, originally on PC. I actually got the Switch copy on my shelf right now. I haven't booted up in long time. Black Owl Studios. I want to say that they use this is a D&D Baldur's Gate kind of remaster that they did, but same kind of era.
This looks cool.
Yeah, no, it's the same as the Baldur's Gate games. So I haven't. Oh god, I don't remember anything from this game. But yeah, definitely the CRPG style. I can't tell you anything about it though.
No,
Baldur's Gate games I've played, or Icewind Dale, or Neverwinter Nights. I've played all those. This kind of falls into the same like category as those.
I can already tell by looking at it, it's the kind of game that, like, if you love it, you love it.
Yes, and you know what? It's kind of similar with the original two Fallouts too, right? Like they're very much the CRPG style.
Those are the only Fallouts I think I would ever want to play.
Now,
I'm surprised they haven't put them out on new things.
Where is...
He's off looking for something, folks.
There's too much reflection for me to read my Switch titles. Because I know it's mixed in with something. Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition. That's what it was mixed in with for the Switch. Physical,
gotcha.
anyways.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. All from Black Owl Studios, so... And they're like gods in the CRPG genre back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Next, you're up.
I mean, I kind of figured we'd see one of these on the list. We got the original Resident Evil, which I'm just going to quickly...
No, which original?
This seems to be...
The director's cut, the DualShock edition. They had the long box version.
That's a good point, yeah. I'm just going to say Resident Evil 1, and that's about as far as I can get with that, yeah, because I know there's minute differences.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of it's just whatever.
What I want to find out...
One of the interesting facts is the reason that they had one version change was because the composer was actually going deaf, so he had a ghost composer do things, and when Capcom found out, they had to re-release the game as the director's cut.
And then have the sad music.
Yeah, the very what the fuck
womp womp
kitchen music
kind of sound.
Yeah,
I had to look something up, and just because this is the case, this counts. But I was looking to see when the remake came out, and it came out in 2002.
Okay, yeah, for GameCube.
So, because between the two, the remake is definitely heralded as the significantly better game.
Yeah, and at the same time, though, I kind of prefer the original.
Interesting.
As someone who's played both, but I think that's just... I don't want to say nostalgia, because I didn't play Resident Evil back in the day, but I think it's the look and feel of it. Like, when I think Resident Evil, I think this, where the remake, I kind of want a remake done in, like, 2, 3, or the Ethan Winter saga.
Making the modern one actually modern.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think the original, like, with the old style, has a lot of charm to it as well.
And the voice acting's campy, and they take some of that out. Like,
you get
Resident Evil is one of those things that it's like, I don't know if I should take it seriously or not, because it has that serious matter, but then at the same time, they have so much cheese to them as well.
I feel like it's best when it's digested like a B horror movie, you know?
Yes, and I found that remake kind of took some of that away.
Like, especially when you consider with the original Resident Evil, that opening cutscene where it's like the live action filming, and it is very much like low budget horror movie. Like, they're going for that vibe.
Yes, there's so much history behind Resident Evil and how it was going to get started, because it was the Gone Home director, which was Sweet Home, right? Sweet Home, which was a horror game with multiple characters for the Famicom, and the guy who was directing it, I believe, he was a little bit of a scaredy cat, and the last game that he worked on before Resident Evil was Goof Troops for Super Nintendo. And it was originally going to be a first-person shooter, which is why in 2018 or whatever, Resident Evil 7, they finally took the bullet to reboot the series, and they went back with their original idea.
I think it worked well.
It did.
Now it's both.
Now it is both. Next up, so Age of Empires 2, The Age of Kings. I don't know. I know I played Age of Empires 2. I don't know if it was Age of Kings or not, but I played this more later on in life. Well, I'm saying later on in life, maybe 10 years ago, with friends, and we always had computer enemies, and that's all we did. That or request wood with the hotkeys. It's a pretty popular RTS. I can understand why it's up here.
I mean, I never played Age of Empires, but I played the knockoff of it called Pharaoh, and these games get pretty addictive. I will say that.
Yes. The one that I used to play a lot was Stronghold.
And I know that one, but it's probably the same idea. Get your resources, build your stuff.
Yes, and Stronghold 2 was kind of an abysmal mess, but it was very strange because it wasn't so much. It was almost like a colony survival organized as an RTS, but then you also had to raise an army and infiltrate castles and stuff. But you also had to like take care of like your food variety and things like that. You needed apple orchards and bakeries and wheat farms and all that kind of stuff. And like there is a bit of that in Age of Empires, but it was much more diverse when it came to Stronghold. So I know Stronghold a lot better than Age of Empires, but I definitely know Age of Empires was the more popular game. And I completely understand why it's on this list.
Yeah, for reputation, I get it. For my own personal stance, like, I wouldn't know where to put it on this list because I don't think it would be on my list.
Right. And you know what? I could get behind that.
Yeah. Thief the Dark Project. There's a good chunk of computer games on here. God damn.
There is. I don't know much about the Thief series, to be honest.
I don't know anything about it. I do know that, because I didn't really have much for a PC back in the day, but I feel like if I did play this back when I was younger, I would have thought it was cool as fuck.
So, I know the Thief series, maybe not created, I don't think, but it definitely launched the stealth genre of games into popularity. Outside of that, it's one of those ones that it's like, I'd love the opportunity to check it out one day, but it's always, it's way in the back of my mind too, because I'm not big on stealth, but I want to pay its respect. Kind of like what I did with Tomb Raider.
It's almost Tomb Raider, like if you were to take like Oblivion or Morrowind, but put like a level structure on it, right?
Right.
And I mean, I can get behind like something about like first-person melee combat's kind of fun.
Yeah, if done right, and it's always been kind of clumsily handled. So I don't think they did it well in 1998.
Yeah, greatest of the 90s. I wouldn't be able to.
I can understand just knowing that it's a pioneer of the stealth genre and kind of is the inspiration for the Splinter Cell games. So
what a weird jump, fantasy to high military.
Yes, it's all the hide in darkness and what can you do. Also, first person to third person.
Yeah.
Next up, number 15 is Final Fantasy VII. I knew we'd see this. Obviously, like everyone knows Final Fantasy VII by now. They're doing a 3-part remake of it, which 2 parts are out. No word on the 3rd part. I'm excited for it.
I am as well. We've already talked about how great we think Final Fantasy VII is to death in, I don't know what number episode, but
with Krev?
It's a longer one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was episode 14.
Yeah, and we will undoubtedly talk about it again, but like, I mean, I know I like 6 more, but this is probably, as far as the greatest games of all, like this one definitely deserves the higher spot. I'm surprised it's at 15, to be honest.
Yeah, but how many have we said that now to?
That's true. I'm really curious what this top 10 is going to be once we get there.
I haven't seen Ocarina of Time, so maybe it's going to be Ocarina of Time.
I still think that's going to be number 1. But yeah,
I really want to jump ahead and look, but I'm not going to.
No, but we could probably start pacing up a bit.
Yep.
What do we got now for 14? Super Mario World. Ooh.
Would you put this above Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, I would for sure.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because I really like RPGs, but Super Mario World is like probably one of the most fun platformers to just play ever. At 14, oh fuck. Now, a lot of that is just my general Super Nintendo bias.
Yes.
You get a Super Nintendo controller in my hand, I'm probably having a good time. As
Personally, I'd say it's less than Final Fantasy VII, but I think that's just because I'm more likely to pick up Final Fantasy VII, the original, than Super Mario World.
So this is going to be my analogy for enjoying Super Mario World over Final Fantasy VII. Because if I'm talking like something that has a bigger impact on me, by all means, Final Fantasy VII. But if I look at it like if I wanted to listen to music, and I know this is a bit of a weird direction, but Final Fantasy VII would be if I had the time to listen to an entire album front to back. As where Super Mario World, I can just play a couple songs and have a good time and be on my merry way, right? It doesn't feel like I have to commit that much to it. So,
right.
As just a jump in, jump out, I like Mario World more in that I don't feel as intimidated to boot it up.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I definitely get where that comes from. But then if you did have the time...
Final Fantasy VII, it hands down.
Right. And this is where it gets a little complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for both sides.
Next up, number 13. This seems rather low.
Ooh, okay. Damn.
Chrono Trigger.
I expected this on this list. I'm surprised it's not in top 10, but I do think that, at least for me personally, like this sits higher than Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Nope. I definitely get that. It's more digestible, that's for sure.
Well, we dedicated a whole episode to it. But our opinions aside, like people I've even talked to, this has been an RPG that can ruin RPGs for people because it's just that damn good.
Yep.
Oh, and you know what's nice? Now we have a reason to put Chrono Trigger music in the episode. That's always a good thing to have happen.
That is.
Yeah, it's weird that this is 13, but definitely belongs on the list.
Although,
it doesn't belong...
A lot of its popularity came afterwards.
That's the interesting thing with that. So. Yeah, that's why it's so damn expensive now.
Yeah, which makes me wonder, are we going to see Earthbound on here?
Interesting. Because I would say like Chrono Trigger is much better than Earthbound.
Yeah, but I would.
You know, this is a weird one though. At number 12, we have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. This I feel like this should be switched with like Doom in placement in this list.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Tony Hawk, especially like more so Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, is one of those games that is considered one of the best games of the 90s, right? Like it was capitalizing on the popularity of skateboarding. It had that fun arcadey feel, but it was still just a solid game, right? I've enjoyed it. I don't care for it much these days, but...
Yeah, and I mean, they just came out with the remaster for a remake of 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I had the remake for 1 and 2, and I've launched it maybe twice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this feels like nostalgia. And then put it away.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I guess.
I think out of 32, yeah, it definitely has its moment. And you know what? It is definitely legendary in its status. I would agree that 2 is a little more legendary, but I definitely do understand why it is making an appearance.
But it wouldn't be on my list.
Right.
Yeah.
But in a generic list as such as we're kind of with right now, then yeah, I get it.
It's funny, though, because of all the platforms available, the only one I actually have is the Game Boy Color one.
The next one, I don't honestly know a whole lot about. I know it's kind of the breed, or the series that goes along with BioShock, but System Shock 2.
So I know this game is legendary among its fans.
Yes.
I don't know that, though.
No. It's a first-person shooter. I'm assuming it's very much like a BioShock.
I know it's a lot more...
Because I want to say he made this, and then he went on to BioShock.
Yeah. See, there's a remake coming really soon, as far as I'm aware. I think it's been in a bit of a development hell situation. But even if they port just the original to Switch, I will definitely check this out.
Oh, for sure. I
So
feel like
would,
I need to check it out just because of how much I've heard about it, but I still know nothing about it.
well, and see, that's what I like is that for as well renowned as this game is, I don't know a damn thing about it, and
No.
I want to keep it that way because I think this might actually
It's
be
very rare that you can actually have that kind of situation where you don't know much about something going into it.
right. Like I couldn't boot up Final Fantasy VII these days and not know who's gonna die and change the plot. Nowadays someone might, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
But System Shock, I don't know whatever wacky twist that's going to be. But the number 11, again, like I don't know, but I feel like this one would have sat more at home up in the 20s. There it is. That's what I knew we were going to be on the list somewhere.
Yeah. This makes sense.
Number 10, and this I actually agree with being ahead of Mario 64 and stuff.
Yep.
Banjo-Kazooie. This is the best one.
Bear and Bird.
Bear and Bird, best 3D platformer for the N64. The only thing I could personally say I might enjoy more, and it's not better, I already know it's not better, is Toy Story 2. But that's an underrated 3D. Like, this is such a good game. But
no, Banjo-Kazooie is great, and it ruined the sequel.
It's because it had just enough. You know, it had its mechanics so figured out. You know, the platforming it had its complexity. It had enough variety, but not so much that it overcomplicated shit, right?
But it had a nice like level layout too.
Mm-hmm.
And its level design and puzzles were just enjoyable.
You know, just sandboxy enough.
Everything was just great.
Yeah. No, Bear and Bird, top 10 games of the 90s, for sure.
The only thing I think is a bit of downfall is the game show near the end. I didn't really care for that. And
at least it's at the end.
This is true. And one thing that they did fix in the 360 version on Rare Replay, I think it was, versus the N64, is the music note collection. Now, if to actually fight the final boss, because after the game show, you roll credits, right? And it's a false ending. Because Tui's just there like, hey, thanks for rescuing me and whatnot. So what'd you do with Gruntilda? Wait, you just let her walk? You just saved me and left?
Yeah.
So you gotta go fight Gruntilda, and to be able to get in further, you need more of those music notes. So in the 360 version, if you left a level and then came back, the music notes that are missing are the ones that you missed. Everything else is like holographic. So you can tell that you've already collected them. In the N64 version, if you left a level, you had to collect everything from scratch again.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. But that game was so good. Like, especially too, like, the secrets that it had. The whole finding the stop and swap things and the mysteries behind it. Like, this game's a legend.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Good times.
Yeah.
Next up, number 9 is Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo. How do you feel about that?
I have emotions about that because Super Mario Kart, though I've had lots of fun on it, and I can still have fun with it, it kind of sucks.
It does. It absolutely does. I would rather see Mario Kart 64 up here.
And I think Mario Kart 64 deserves to be up here because that game's still fun.
Maybe it is, but to see 2 Mario Karts in the top 10, I'd do game rant.
That would be wrong. However, that said, is this the first racing game on... I think it is.
On Super Nintendo?
No, like, this is the first racing game on this list.
Yes, it is.
Wild. Top 10 games of the 90s? No.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, now I'm quite worried about this list.
Yeah. It's not quite as bad as Cards. If I see Vegas Strikes, I'm going to be concerned.
Oh my god, I want to play Vegas Stakes so bad. I don't know why. Okay. Number 8, we have Metal Gear Solid. And you know what? I know you haven't played it, but yeah, I think this tracks.
I think based just on his reputation, it makes sense. So regardless of me not playing it, I'd still understand why it's here.
Yeah, I haven't played it since I originally played it, but for the fact that this came out on the original PlayStation, this thing is a fucking movie, and also has some of the most wildly creative gameplay. And more importantly, like that, it's a stealth game that didn't piss me off.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's wild that the stealth is actually fun. I don't know how they did it, but Kojima, he's a madman. Yeah, I think if you're not gonna play this game, I could definitely recommend a couple good videos so you get the gist of it.
It is one of those things that I do need to play. And in any game reputation that is of that legendary status, I want to eventually check out one day.
I mean, I tried Minecraft for that reason. I still hated it, but I tried it.
Yeah, but as much as you hated it, you also said I could see how this could be addicting.
Oh God, can I ever?
No, Metal Gear Solid. Understandable.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got a big one?
Oh, Diablo.
Oh, that's a big one.
You know what? I'm a little surprised it's not Diablo 2. Although it was Diablo 2 after the 90s?
My heart goes to Diablo 1.
My heart goes to Diablo 1.
Let's see.
But
when did Diablo 1 come out? Like 97?
97.
Okay. Yeah, no, Diablo is the OG dungeon crawling hack and slasher, and as painfully simplistic as its gameplay is, it thrives in, one, being addictive, and two, the atmosphere in this game is unmatched.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, like, I like Diablo 2. It's good and everything, and I understand that it's more popular amongst a lot of people. I think Diablo 1 is better, and I think it's just a little more... I can't put my finger on why. I really can't, because everything about Diablo 2 does what Diablo 1 does better, except for, I think it's because you're actually, like, going into the dungeon. You're stuck in the town of Tristram, right?
Yeah.
Right down to hell. And just progressing those 16 floors is just something else. And you're always coming back to the same town and everything, where Diablo 2 is mixed into 4 or 5 chapters. And that's fine and all. I would love to see the Vicarious Visions remaster of Diablo 1.
I just think, it's all nostalgia speaking for me. But yeah, something about Diablo 1, it's so exciting to go talk to the residents of Tristram. The music of that town, like, it sends a chill down your spine, but it's oddly comforting. And now this is obviously speaking to the amount of times, like, I started the game from the beginning, but how memorable the quests are, like go kill the butcher or deal with the poisoned water, like stuff like that. Fuck, I'm gonna want to play Diablo 1 now. God damn it.
And I'm happy to still have my original copy and the Hellfire DLC, which was not even made by the same team. One thing I will say just on this fact, just because Diablo 1 has such a interesting history behind it, there's a GDC, a Game Developers Conference video on YouTube of Dave Brevik talking about the troubles building Diablo. And it is it's funny to know that it used to be like a stop motion clay animation, and it was also turn-based.
That would have been a very different game.
It was, and I mean, expansion packs were cards, like collectible cards.
Oh, weird.
And it was going to be like a card dungeon crawler.
Huh.
So just the original idea behind Diablo and to form it into what it became, I'll say, because Dave Brevik doesn't have anything to do after 2. It's very interesting. Yeah, look up GDC with Dave Brevik.
Interesting.
It's very neat.
Number 6. And so, okay. I don't disagree, but I feel like what we are predicting is most likely to come true. At number 6, we have Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
This is the first Zelda game.
This is the first Zelda game. So my heart goes to things like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII, or me personally, 6. I take them over this game any day, but I know that's not the majority of people. Most people. I remember in the 90s, everyone said this was an RPG, and it's not. It's not at all.
No,
but
and I wonder how much of
fantasy.
I wonder how much of that is because of the Zelda 2.
That's also could play a factor.
Because that was technically an RPG. You gain experience, you got skill point or attribute points into things.
But like that said, me personally, I think this is Zelda at its absolute best. This is a game that doesn't waste your time. You know, you are just point to point to point adventure. You know, going off the beaten path is always exciting, but you never really feel like you're meandering in this game. You can get lost, but it's kind of hard. Like, this game's pretty straightforward.
It is pretty straightforward, but yet you still have lots to explore. And if you get lost, chances are you're going for the third princess in the Dark World.
That's a fun time. I like Link to the Past. Yeah. Top 10 games of the 90s?
You know what? I could definitely give it top 10. It is my favorite Zelda game. I would
consider it.
It is what made me really enjoy Legend of Zelda. Yeah, it is my favorite of the series.
Yeah. No, I think I can fit with that. So
out of like my, I don't want to say distaste for Legend of Zelda, but this is the only Zelda game I could really see myself replaying time and time again.
That's fair. That's nostalgia, but that's fair.
That is nostalgia, but it's also very tightly knit. The bosses are fun.
Again, well, even I could say, like, I played Ocarina of Time in the last couple of years, and it, like, still, and I was playing the 3DS remake, which is just better. And, like, I was like, yeah, this is good, but, you know, it gets through so far, and I just kind of lose interest. And same with, like, I did Wind Waker not long ago. Same thing. It was good, but I was like, we'll get this over with.
Well, that's exactly what I did. I was playing Ocarina of Time on the DS, and, yeah, it's better version of Ocarina of Time, but just kind of put it down after I got the 3 gems. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then Wind Waker I dropped like a sack of potatoes. I didn't care. Todic I couldn't do more than like 3 hours of. I didn't care. Breath of the Wild was going in that direction, so I just kind of finished it up because I was 40 hours in. There's people with like hundreds of hours in one playthrough, and it's like, how?
Yeah.
What are you doing that I'm not? Right?
Oh, it's... Even I can say, like, I got a lot more fun out of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but you gotta want it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Link to the Past is just better.
Yeah. Oh boy, top 5. What do we got?
Number 5, GoldenEye 007.
That's a fucking weird one.
No.
Alright, we know the kind of people who made this list. Okay.
No, this makes a lot of sense because everybody knew GoldenEye. We've expressed our opinions on it nowadays, and you in the past. But GoldenEye, I definitely understand where this is coming from because in the 90s, this was what kind of revolutionized four-player multiplayer split screens.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna shit on its legacy. I also know that, like, back in the day, this was the go over to Buddy's house and play some GoldenEye on the old N64.
It was this and Smash Brothers.
Well, and I was actually gonna say I'm kind of gonna predict that we're gonna see Smash Brothers real soon on this list because we haven't yet.
Okay, so GoldenEye, it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
So we got 4 games left. Any guesses on what we're gonna see?
Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Super Smash Bros.
Okay. I'm gonna say Half-Life. Has to, right? Because it also revolutionized the whole like how stories are portrayed in first-person shooters, right? So it has to be.
I'm trying to think of like some very iconic games
that haven't been mentioned.
We've seen a good amount. Yeah.
We haven't. Have we seen duplicates of franchises?
Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah,
I have a sneaky suspicion that'll be up here.
Okay, so what do we got? Half-Life, Ocarina of Time, Donkey Kong Country 2, and Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's lock those in. Let's see how right we are.
All right, so number 4,
we have to get one.
We
lost.
Gran Turismo. You know what?
We didn't say Super Mario Kart. Or, sorry, Mario Kart 64.
Oh, it's not going to be here. Fucking Gran Turismo's here. Otherwise, this is, the 90s was just known for racing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I played it.
This is racing at its best, I guess, of the PlayStation era. Maybe.
Those graphics, though, especially on that flag, that's great.
Yeah, I think the arcade racers, they were kind of a big deal back in the day. Even if they weren't for me, right?
No,
you gotta think
I
like
get
those
that.
gaming setups they sold like crazy. Number 4 greatest 90s game of all time. Man, that's not Mario Kart.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What do we got? Number 3. Top
Half-Life.
3 game in the 90s. Is it? Okay.
Half-Life. Okay, so this makes sense. This is essentially the game that ran on the Quake engine, a very modified Quake engine from ID Software. Got Gabe Newell out of Microsoft's grasps and has since launched the company of Valve, revolutionized better storytelling in, not the first by any means, but revolutionized how they go about telling stories in first-person shooters and what a silent protagonist can do. It has been done much better nowadays, obviously, but Half-Life absolutely deserves to be within the top 10 anyways.
Oh man, that game will never not be good. Like, it, even if you go into it like a cheesy B-movie horror right now, like following behind the scientists and then they get dragged up by like those like rope guys that just chomp them up in the roof. Yeah. Oh my god, scientists dying will never not be funny.
And so many die, especially like later on in I forget what the chapter's called, but like you got the out of control surgical saws. I can't even say that right. Jesus. And they're just spinning around. You have to try and guide the scientists through them. They just get chopped up, and it's like, fuck, I needed one of those to open the door.
So, when I was a kid, I had the demo for this. I eventually did get it. Yep. But I played through that demo so many goddamn times. And it eventually became the mission of escort the security guard far enough into the training module to push him in the acid game. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, Half-Life is... Now, obviously, Half-Life 2 is the better game to play nowadays.
Unless
Black Mesa?
Black Mesa.
I haven't done Black Mesa yet, but I really want
I have.
to.
It is a very solid remake. They took some liberties with Zen. Everything else is very like on point for what the original was going for.
But wasn't Zen a frustrating mess?
Zen was a lot longer in Black Mesa.
Oh, okay. I thought it was longer in the original.
No, it was a lot longer in Black Mesa. Like a lot longer. Maybe too long, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Still absolutely good. Yeah. And the final boss, still, who knows?
This is top 3 games in the 90s. That's a pretty respectable pick.
I'm definitely okay with that. It definitely has its legacy for a reason.
So here's the question. Is number 2 going to be Smash Bros? Whoa, okay. Huh. How did this not come up?
I don't know. But it should have.
Wow. This is a better pick than Smash Bros. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Super Metroid? Yeah.
Yeah. This is Super Metroid started the whole fucking... Well, didn't start, but definitely started the whole Metroid series off on the right foot. A lot of copycats out there now. Some do it great, some do not do it. But this game is idolized as the start of the Metroidvania in the name. Later on, Symphony of the Night. For just it's Super Metroid. What can I say? Fuck.
Also, kind of surprising we didn't see Symphony of the Night on here, to be honest. Considering there was Final Fantasy VIII, like...
Oh, yeah. As much as I didn't care for Symphony of the Night, it would be a better game than Final Fantasy VIII.
We have Doom 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Is that the only sequel that we've come across?
I guess so, unless you count, like, Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 64.
I don't.
Weird. No, Super Metroid, I'd say top 10. Yeah. Top 3? Yeah. Not mine personally. Oh my god, this list hasn't had any Mega Man. What the fuck? And as much as I would love to think so, I know it's not going to be number 1.
We all know what number 1 is going to be. We've been saying it from the beginning. I swear to God.
Should
But
we pull the curtain?
not yet. Super Metroid definitely makes sense. Now we should pull the
Yeah.
curtain.
All right.
All
Is
right,
it?
scrolling
There.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There.
Yep. Ocarina of Time. Yep.
God damn it.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina
okay.
of Time offers exploration and boss fights with gripping story and puzzles.
Okay, so as much as we could shit on this, like it is a great game. It is.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't like playing it anymore, but that's because it's the same thing. It, like I mentioned with Donkey Kong Country, I played it a bunch. It just doesn't feel as fun anymore. It's not exciting. It's not new.
I think it's because we've seen things do it better, and we know exactly what it is because we've done it so much.
Still, though, I will say to this day, it has one of my top 10 final boss fights in any game. It's not hard. It's just something about it is so fucking cool. So, and that holds a special place in my heart. Do I think it's the best game the 90s had to offer? No, but that's going into my personal favorites, and that's different, because my personal favorite game is definitely not the best game that the 90s had to offer, but still a great game. So, how is there no Mega Man on this list? What the fuck?
How is Mario Kart 64 not on here?
That, and with Super Mario... Okay, so, now that we've gotten to the end of it, I'm gonna say this was a fucking mixed bag.
This really was. Like, some things I can definitely get agree for, some things I can agree with being on the list, some things I don't think should be on, but that could just be my qualms with it. Like, I understand the legacy behind Thief, but you hear no one talk about Thief anymore. I hear people talk about Ocarina of Time, Final Fantasy VII.
When we're talking greatest games of this era, some might say it, but I can't see myself having a conversation where Gran Turismo comes up as one of the best top 10 games, right?
No.
Planescape, maybe, but it's not really one you hear people mention.
See, if it was Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale, I could definitely get behind that, but Planescape, I don't.
Now, having said that, I think it has covered a lot of the best games in their niche, right? Like how you've got Age of Empires, you got StarCraft, you got fucking Doom, I don't know, that was genuinely popular. You know what I think's probably the wildest thing about this list? Now I'm scrolling back up to the top.
What's
how
that?
low Pokemon is.
It is rather low.
Yeah. Pretty sure more people like Pokemon than Gran Turismo.
I think so, yeah. I would think so.
Yeah. Oh, Game Rant, you have provided our listeners with something to say.
Game Rant, you made this list under cocaine.
Yeah, that was I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised that Ocarina of Time was going to be number one.
No,
we called it from the very start of the episode. That's not a surprise.
You know what? When I saw Half-Life, I was genuinely wondering if the next two games were going to be really throw us off.
So I think it's funny because I feel like Super Metroid would not have been on that list 10, 15 years ago.
No. I think it's because it's being recognized how much it pushed that type of genre into its own.
Yeah, right? I could see it being top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
But number 2, I don't know about that. So I think here's my question: not your specific favorite picks, but what are some things you're surprised just didn't make the list?
Mario Kart 64, honestly.
That is a surprising one. I'm surprised there was no Secret of Mana.
I'm not.
I don't know. That one comes up. Although that one's more of a, if you're talking just Super Nintendo top games.
Right, yeah.
There was also, it actually surprised me being a list that's specifically tailored to the 90s. I'm surprised there was no side-scrolling beat-em-ups on that list at all. Because they were kind of the staple of 90s gameplay.
True. To an extent, anyways.
No Turtles in Time or no Streets of Rage. There was very little Sega representation on that whole list, to be honest.
But they got Sonic ahead of Donkey Kong Country and Pokemon.
They did get Sonic, yeah. But I mean,
And
even
Doom.
I'm trying to think now of like what are some Sega games that I would consider top of the '90s of all time, and I'm struggling.
I don't know Sega that well, so I can't say.
No, no, that's a weird list, and it's a mixed bag of like iconic legacy games versus games that are just genuinely fun to play, right? And I think that's what makes these lists so hard to come up with when you're battling opinion versus reputation.
Right. No, that makes sense because this does have a lot of representation in its
There's a lot of
its
iconography in there, right?
in its entirety,
Yeah.
right? So it's, I mean, you got your RTSs, you have your stealth, you have your survival horror, you have your platformers, you got your CRPGs, action adventure,
It
your
covers all
Donkey
the
Kong
bases.
64s.
Okay, so what do you think on that list is your favorite game?
Oh fuck. Okay, do you have one? Because I'm going through now.
I mean, it's probably going to be Chrono Trigger for me.
Fuck, you had to do that really quick, eh?
If there was a Mega Man, I could have said that in a heartbeat. I'm actually mad about that. How do you not have Mega Man X? Like that's fuck.
Yeah, that's strange. Honestly, Chrono Trigger is a good pick, but so's Link to the Past, so's Diablo, so's not you, GoldenEye. Half-Life.
Yeah. There's some good picks.
You know what? I'm gonna say Half-Life.
All right, that's respectable.
It would be Half-Life or Doom, to be honest.
You gotta.
And I think that's just because I have a lot of ties to, like, Half-Life was the first game when I bought my first PC with my own money. So I have a lot of, like, it's near dear. Like, I got a whole collection with Opposing Forces, Blue Shift, Team Fortress 1, Day of Defeat, Ricochet. Holy shit.
Yeah, I just can't think negatively of Chrono Trigger. That's just so good.
No, and that's not thinking negatively on Chrono Trigger. Putting Ocarina of Time as number one is thinking negatively of Chrono Trigger.
It's disrespectful. How dare you?
Gran Turismo ahead of Chrono Trigger is disrespectful to Chrono Trigger.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. I don't know. I don't think it's a hot take anymore. I know that the reception of Ocarina of Time is definitely cooled. A lot of people have similar thoughts to me. Do I think it deserves to be in top games of the '90s? Yeah, but where would I put it? Probably closer to like a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather play Banjo-Kazooie again than Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is fun.
Yeah.
And I think...
And that was 10, so if we did a straight swap and just did it that way, then that's Ocarina of Time's 10. But I also don't agree with Super Mario Kart being number 9.
No, I would take Mario World Super Mario World over Mario Kart any day.
But at the same time, there's nothing on this list that is making me absolutely outrageous. Like a card game being ahead of some really good titles.
Again, I'm upset about no Mega Man, but otherwise, like, nothing on the list particularly offended me. I think the thing that bothered me most is Doom twice.
No.
No?
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
But Doom 2 was... So, like, Doom 1 was all done in chapters. Doom 2 was just...
Game.
Yeah, 32 levels of chaos and a lot more demons and Urch files. I don't think they were number 1.
I should play my Doom collection one day.
Planescape Torment, that still throws me off a bit. I'm a little surprised that it's not Baldur's Gate or the Icewind Dale games.
Yeah.
Because I know them much more than Planescape.
Especially Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but overall, that's not a terrible list. The order I have an issue with more than anything.
Yeah, the order is definitely subjective, but I think at the very least we got to tell the fine folks at home about a bunch of neat old games they might want to check out, and also
that they probably already knew.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I mean, like, thoughts and opinions. Do you agree with Ocarina of Time being number 1? Top game of the 90s.
Do you agree with Donkey Kong Country being 30th?
Lower than DK64.
That's weird. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. That I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DK64 being better than Mario 64. That fucks me up.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Do you got any closing thoughts? I think I'm pretty well ranted out from this game rant.
Nope, that's pretty much good for me. So, with that said, you can find us this episode and many others over on your favorite podcasting service. You can find us over on Twitter or Blue Sky, and sometimes Instagram. Just search for @OptionalBossPC, and we will catch you next time.
Bye!